It is time for the Tuesday edition of Litter Media Live on this September 17th of 2024. I'm Dan Ramey with the icon Mike Smith and Mr. Hand off on the side. Mr. Hand 2, I'm sorry.
That's right.
Didn't want to disparage anything from Mr. Hand 1.
It could be a copyright infringement.
That's right. We don't want to mess that up. Good to have you with us. Thank you for joining us on this Tuesday. It was cloudy this morning. Mm-hmm. I wondered what happened to the sun.
It's going to be that way.
We had the sun forever, and then suddenly these clouds are in its way. Makes me wonder if we'll be able to see the moon tonight. We're expecting that big harvest moon.
It was out just briefly last night, and then it became overcast. But our
found some coverage.
Forecast for today is talking about cloudy skies. Mm-hmm. High of 81. We are knocking on wood. Cloudy skies with a chance of showers tomorrow. High 79, partly sunny. Thursday, high 83. The rain that we possibly could get, and I'm talking the last that I saw, 15 to 20% chance. This tropical storm or depression that was off South Carolina's coast, it's spinning up this way. And we might, hopefully, I was looking out at my yard today, and I'm just thinking, it's dead. It's dead.
I have a feeling it's going to be like a spray bottle.
Probably.
And that's it. And we go on.
So we can only hope.
Wanted to check out our YouTube channel today. Our Aaron Glandon was on assignment yesterday. He has a video up from the Chillicothe V Medical Center's ribbon cutting for Serenity Square. So if you missed what we had for you here on the program yesterday, you'll be able to see that. And I am assuming we have more. I've not seen the video yet. Shame on me.
Yeah, the whole ceremony.
The whole ceremony's there. Okay. Do you have pictures from the inside? No? They didn't.
We're working on that
True, but you didn't have. They didn't give you a walkthrough or anything like that.
No, they just had an open house. They just opened the doors, and people were eating cookies.
Do you have pictures of people eating cookies?
Unfortunately,
No. Okay.
He was eating the cookies.
I had to set my camera down so I could eat cookies.
I had to
double fisted
priorities there.
I went straight to one of the empty rooms so I could get footage of that for our other projects.
Mm-hmm. Gotcha. Okay. But nothing you wanted to share on our project.
Right.
Okay. Gotcha. Just wanted to make sure. And later today, you'll have up on our YouTube channel.
The Game of the Week highlights from last week.
Which was?
A good game.
Lancaster at Taze Valley.
And it was a really good game.
It was a good game. It was a good game.
That's what, when I think of football, I think of a game like that.
Back and forth.
Yes.
Every once in a while, the Kentucky Wildcats and Georgia Bulldogs,
That's good.
13-12, even a low-scoring game sometimes can be exciting.
As long as it's kind of a nail-biter, which this game was.
Mm-hmm.
Last moments.
Yeah.
I've often had people ask me, would you rather see a blowout offensively by your baseball team or a pitcher's duel and a 1-0 score in a baseball game?
Well, the pitcher's duel and a 1-0 score is going to go faster.
It is.
I will take that more times than not.
I like the anticipation of sitting on the edge of your seat going, oh, man, we almost got a run there, or he finally got on base.
Or maybe it's a no-hitter or a perfect game. Yeah.
Yeah. So,
yes, sir.
And nobody talks to him when he goes back to the bench.
Yeah.
I always like that. All right, coming up in a moment, we'll take a look at what's happening with news, look at the sports world, and we also have this date in history, right?
Yes, sir.
Okay. All just ahead. But first, let's tell you about Haynes Total Healthcare Center. If you've never been to a chiropractor before, I suggest Haynes Total Healthcare. They've got chiropractic needs. Not only that, they'll take care of your physical therapy needs. They can take care of your nutritional needs, too. They do this all the time. And in fact, Brandon Haynes told me here the last time I was in, he says, we need to tell people about some of the athletes that are coming in on Saturday mornings. You can make those Saturday morning appointments too. Get more details when you click on this ad at littermedia.com, and it takes you to their website, HaynesHealth.com. News is next. Each week, we'll announce the Neil Coleman Insurance Wyandotte Mutual Intermedia Player of the Week, presented by Homeland Credit Union. And in December, we'll announce the Player of the Year. Nominate any amateur athlete by visiting littermedia.com and click on Player of the Week. You'll also see the players we've named throughout the year. Make your nomination today for the Neil Coleman Insurance Wyandotte Mutual Intermedia Player of the Week, presented by Homeland Credit Union.
Whenever I first applied for the Archways opportunity, oh, do I have to pay this back? Do I have to do that? Like, is it a loan? And it's not. It's a scholarship. A goal of mine is to graduate college debt-free. If you're a crew member, you get $2,500 a year, and if you're a manager, you get $3,000. And especially if you're going locally to college, like to the branch or something like that, it's really helpful.
Discover Ross County. From the breathtaking outdoor adventures to the historic sights of Chillicothe and family-friendly events and festivals. Explore more at visitchillicotheohio.com or download the free mobile app today. Time for news, which you can find on our website, which is littermedia.com. There's one story right there off the bat. Larry Jordan passing away yesterday. You can read more about that. We don't have details about his funeral yet, right?
They might not be out till Wednesday or Thursday.
Okay, so if you've been wondering about that, you haven't missed anything in that regard. A lot of people will most likely be at that funeral for him. You and BJ?
That's what we were told yesterday.
Okay, are performing the ceremony. So, all right, so littermedia.com is where you find a lot of this information. Plus, we have things that are on our social media as well, so make sure you follow us there. And we start today with?
Diane Carnes, who was a special edition guest earlier this morning. She's asking not only people in our community, but all over the United States to pray for our nation for guidance from God as our presidential election begins in early October with early voting.
No matter what you're doing at 1 o'clock on October the 7th, I don't care if you're sitting in your bathtub, stop and say the Lord's Prayer, because that is the prayer that he taught us to pray. And after Mark taught on it for 4 Sundays, it is so deep. We say it as little children, but it is so deep. And we need healing. We need to be united. So that's the project. And I'm so humbled that God is using me to do this.
Yeah. And again, that is at 1 p.m. October 7th, wherever you are. Of course, they're emphasizing the Lord's Prayer, but you pray as you feel led. That's the important thing, that God will heal our land.
One of the things that impressed me most about that conversation was that there's been more than 1,500 people on the petition.
Yeah.
And
just
not
locally,
only locally, but it is expanded out in more of a regional or even a national view. And that just goes to show that there is a craving, I think, in the heart of man for this. And when she said, Mark Pfeiffer asked her about October 7th, I thought, well, that's when Israel was attacked that day. And so it all fits together,
right,
as they say.
Ohio University Chillicothe has partnered with 3 local high schools, Huntington, Zane Trace, and Westfall, to strengthen and expand College Credit Plus programming for area students. This collaboration makes college courses more accessible to students at these schools by establishing rally rooms at each high school. Students at the high schools can gather in the rally rooms equipped by Ohio Chillicothe to connect remotely to their college classes. This initiative addresses transportation and accessibility challenges that have previously limited student participation in CCP programs.
If you would like to jumpstart your career in healthcare, Pickaway Ross Career and Technology Center's phlebotomy class starts October 4th. Perfect for October, right? A Dracula coming by. Learn essential skills to get a job in the in-demand field of healthcare. Class meets Wednesdays and Fridays from 9 a.m. until 3:30 p.m. at the Chillicothe campus. It's just off 104 there on Industrial Drive. Clinical times do vary. You can come join the City of Chillicothe and the Chillicothe Ross Community Foundation along with the Adena Health Foundation for a festive musical extravaganza at the Ohio University Chillicothe Shoemaker Center. It's the holiday spirit comes to life with the Holiday Pop Spectacular with the Columbus Symphony Orchestra. That's Sunday, December 15th at 4 p.m. This is the third or fourth year for this event. It has been a hard ticket to get, so make sure you get your tickets early. Enchanting melodies and heartwarming tunes will surely put you in the holiday mood.
When you were in Columbus, did you ever get a MC anything with the Pops or the orchestra? Or?
Not with them. I did get to MC the concert with Anne Murray, which it was like nobody wanted to go do it. And so I got the opportunity to step up, and I'm thinking, I got to go MC and Anne Murray. It was one of the most entertaining concerts I'd ever participated in.
I loved Anne Murray's music.
That and Phil Dirt and the Dozers. Got to work with Angela Pace in emceeing that one time.
That sounds like fun.
Many moons ago.
Chillicothe Jaycees Special Santa is accepting applications now for children ages 2 through 10 years old. As you see on this little poster, I think it says it started on September the 6th, but that is ongoing. To follow the link as far as applications for maybe your child or a grandchild, that's ChillicotheSpecialSanta.com.
I forgot to follow up on this story. I had an actual video file of muskie eggs.
Oh, yeah?
There was like 1 million muskie eggs in this jar down at the fish hatchery. We did a special on this. In fact, if you go to our YouTube channel and just look up Kincaid, that will take you right to the video. But the Ohio Department of Natural Resources Division of Wildlife is restocking nearly 20,000 muskellunge, or muskies as it were, in 9 inland lakes across the state in 2024. Muskies can grow to more than 50 inches in length and are a popular sport fish for anglers. The Division of Wildlife raises muskellunge at the Kincaid and London State Fish Hatcheries. The hatcheries stock 10 to 12-inch muskies in 9 lakes each fall. Muskies are a predatory sport fish that grow quickly and create trophy fishing opportunities. Alum Creek is one of the closer lakes in our area to catch the muskie, but if you ever want to, go down to the Kincaid hatchery and they will give you a tour, and you can see this. If you can't find the video, there is a jar about this tall and about that big around, and it was filled up to here with eggs.
Wow.
He said there was 1 million eggs in that jar.
That's unbelievable.
Can you imagine being the person picking it up, and if you trip or something?
How would you count all that?
Yeah.
Who got the job of having to count all those?
I think they probably estimate, and they say, okay, it's 10 inches tall and 8 inches in diameter. So many eggs per layer.
A guesstimate,
yeah.
Just a quick reminder of something we told you about a few weeks back. Tomorrow is the day for the Ohio Means Job Pike County Workforce and Development Job Fair. That will be at the Pike County Fairgrounds tomorrow from 5 to 7 p.m. Just a reminder.
All right, sports coming up after our road report.
Yeah, work set to begin tomorrow on the 18th for a maintenance project on the US 35 Bridge Street exit ramp. Work will occur daily from 1 a.m. until 5 a.m., obviously early morning. The ramp will be closed for the duration of the project, which is only that one day. So if you're working the night shift, you're not going to get up on that ramp from 1 a.m. to 5 a.m.
I told you sports is coming up right after the road report, but that's in less than 2 minutes. Stick with us. Details next. But first, Accurate Heating, Cooling, and Plumbing, your trusted comfort advisor for more than 4 decades now. They've expanded so hugely, all the way up to Columbus, down to the river, and speaking of the Ohio River, and as far east as Athens County, and as far west all the way over to Dayton. But they also take care of you right here. Click on this ad anywhere you see it at littermedia.com. It takes you to AccurateHVAC.com to learn more about the services of Accurate Heating, Cooling, and Plumbing.
This is Andy Tomlinson. When ensuring what's important to you, our agents are there when you need us the most. Tomlinson Insurance, for the best coverage at the best cost. Visit us online at tomlinsonins.com to learn more.
Find a career you love with Pickaway Ross Adult Education. Skilled trades careers are in high demand with no signs of slowing down. Pickaway Ross offers career training programs with expert instructors and hands-on learning tactics to create a variety of opportunities. Visit our website for more information.
For transportation options in Ross County, call Ross County Health District's Mobility Management Team, 740-779-9652. Scioto Valley Dumpsters has the orange dumpsters that you see around. And, of course, if you need a dumpster for your personal use or your business use, give them a call at 740-253-8389 for Scioto Valley Dumpsters. Or click on this ad anywhere at littermedia.com, and it takes you to their YouTube channel to see, or forgive me, I've got YouTube on my mind, their Facebook channel, and that's where you'll be able to find all kinds of things that they do outside of dumpsters.
Oh, sports.
Yes.
High school golf is at the top of our local sports today. Westfall Girls won their third straight SVC Golf Championship yesterday. It was 2 rounds of golf. They won each round, and they were pretty much a runaway winner by 10 points over runner-up Piketon. If you get into that story, it'll have each individual golfer and team scores from both of those rounds. Also, the All-FAC Girls Golf yesterday was decided. Jackson wins the team championship, and then they also named their All-League squad. And, Dan, you have the order moving left to right.
Left to right, you've got Miami Trace's Emily Reeves. The player of the year is Aubrey Arnold from Jackson. Hillsboro's Emma Yoakum. Faith Wynn from Washington Courthouse. Lena Hitchcock from Jackson, along with Kaylin Sterling from McLean, and Chillicothe's Katie Boltonhouse. Congratulations, girls.
A quick rundown through the Litter Media scoreboard, which you can find online. Boys golf, this was a non-conference matchup last night. Circleville beating Logan Elm, Fairfield Union, and Zane Trace. Reed Simons of Circleville and Logan Elm's Grant Klein were co-medalists. Girls tennis, Lancaster beat DeSales, and this came down to the last match of the day to decide the win for Lancaster. Athens beat Circleville, but we didn't have a score on that. Boys soccer, Amanda over Logan Elm in MSL action. In the Shack, a tie, 2-2. Eastern Brown and Lynchburg Clay. Non-conference, Ripley over Portsmouth Clay. Non-conference boys winners were Hillsborough, Minford, Central Crossing, and Ironton St. Joe. On the ladies' side, SVC play. Zane Trace beat Southeastern 6-1. Westfall over Piketon 4-zip. In non-conference play, Bloom Carroll girls, they're ranked in the top 10 of the state, and they beat a very good Logan club yesterday, 2-zip. Other winners were Lynchburg Clay Valley and Buckeye Valley over Liberty Union. And lastly, in volleyball, non-conference play, Waverly beat Westfall in 5. Ditto for Western over Piketon. In that matchup, Piketon won the first 2 sets. Western won the next 3 to take the match. Eastern Pike in a sweep. Ditto for Federal Hocking. East Clinton over Fairfield. River Valley, Nelsonville York over Eastern Meigs, and Canal Winchester beat Lancaster Fisher Catholic.
You ever been to see a tennis match?
I have.
At the high school level? They play them all at the same time.
Yeah.
And it's pretty cool because if one is going extra long, they all get together and they just watch, cheer, clap, and everything else. And
been up at the Branch a couple of times, and then also down in Yoctangi Park when they played down there. So.
All right, on to other sports for you, including the Game of the Week. It's Adina at Southeastern for Military Appreciation Night. And we'll have our coverage starting just before 7 o'clock. Mike Smith and BJ Daly will have that for you. Don't forget our preview show, which will take place on Thursday. We have an interview with Scott Hurt ready to go. Still waiting for Coach
Garrett Blair.
Garrett,
if you're watching, respond to our email.
I remember when he was first named the head coach at Southeastern. When I received the information, it said Blair Garrett. And I said, well, is it Blair Garrett or is it Garrett Blair? And it says, it's Garrett Blair. Garrett Blair. I wasn't familiar with his name, but a Southeastern grad. Yeah. Guardians in baseball yesterday, winners over the Minnesota Twins. And I believe that makes them now 5.5 games ahead of Minnesota in the Central Division of the American League. And the Reds will host the Braves tonight in Cincinnati.
Do they have a chance to even get to 500, the Reds, if they win them all?
There's 73 and 78. And there's 10 games left?
Oh, so this isn't the last
games?
week?
No.
Okay. Well, they got a chance then.
No. Well,
but they got to get hot,
yeah.
Or stay hot.
Right.
Because they've been up and down.
They have been. Well, they got our hopes up when they swept the Cardinals and everything, and then they went on this slide. And it's like, okay, you're beating up on the Cardinals, and then you go to Pittsburgh and you lose 3 of 4? What?
I heard a statistic, it wasn't last night, it was the day before when they played. When the Reds score first, they are 31 and 18. No, that's not it.
No,
if they win the first game of a series,
yeah.
they're 31 and 18.
I had that on the show yesterday.
Was that you that I heard say
Yeah,
that?
it must have been if you watched the entire show.
I just never realized that Dan Ramey could say something that I would remember. You're a star in my mind now.
There you go. Bow down, buddy.
Oh, mighty Dan.
But he's still the icon.
Oh.
All right, coming up in just a moment, this station history, we hearken back to
The Civil War days, the bloodiest day of the entire war on this date in 1862.
We don't like hearing about that.
Yeah, but it's famous.
It is part of
In fact, I've
history.
been at this place.
Is that right?
Yes, sir.
Were you there that day?
No,
Okay.
not that old.
This date in history, on the way next.
One of our great sponsors is Litter Quality Propane. They might have, well, not quite. 92 years is how long they've been around, serving propane users in southern and central Ohio. Reliable supply, reliable service, reliable people. Litter Quality Propane.
Are you looking for a beer that satisfies your thirst and love of country? Armed Forces Brewing Company brews beer for patriots. Celebrate freedom with every sip. Armed Forces Brewing Company. Freedom never tasted so good.
It's the details that make the difference between good enough and simply the best. At Skag Power Equipment, the difference is in designing lawnmowers with your convenience and comfort in mind. At Skag, we believe that quality and substance matter, and that you'll appreciate the attention to detail and craftsmanship we put into every single product. Thick steel and heavy-duty components provide you with unmatched reliability and performance. Skag, simply the best.
Our mobile banking app is changing the way we bank. Things are getting easier, transactions are getting safer, and you have access 24/7. All the functionality of banking you're used to, made easier to use, anywhere, anytime, and more secure than ever. Simple, seamless, safe. Download our Kingston National Bank mobility app today.
As a basketball coach and a dad, I need to be able to keep up.
Mark came to the Adena Orthopedic and Spine Institute in severe arm pain from a degenerative disc.
I was so confident in Dr. Fleming, he explained everything.
Together, they decided on minimally invasive spinal surgery to relieve Mark's pain and get him back to what matters most. At Adena, we do what we love, so you can too.
Gather the kids around the screen. If you're watching, if you're listening on Little Radio, sit them down around your device. I can't say radio, so it's an electronic device now.
Yeah. Many people that know a little bit about the Civil War, American Civil War, might think that Gettysburg had the bloodiest battle. That's true. But the bloodiest single day of the Civil War was on this date in 1862 at a place called Antietam. Confederate and Union troops near Maryland's Antietam Creek in the bloodiest single day of the American military history. By the time the sun went down, both armies still held their ground despite staggering combined casualties, nearly 23,000 of the 100,000 soldiers engaged, including more than 3,600 dead. Now, during the war, the Confederates, I believe, referred to a battle's name with the nearest town, where the other side referred to creeks that ran nearest the battlefield. Mm-hmm. But Antietam Creek is what stuck in everybody's mind historically. I think Sharpsburg might have been the nearest town. But one of our trips over to Washington years ago with the family, and Mom and Dad went, my brother and sister went, we stopped at Antietam National Battlefield. And that, if you know anything about the history, there was the sunken road. Literally, it was a dirt road between two fields, and it literally was sunken down below the topography of the field. And if you've seen any pictures of that right after the battle, it's like a mass grave, but it's actually a road, the sunken road. So
makes you wonder if maybe the creek was remembered because of the flow of blood.
That very well could have been. But if you've never had a chance to visit many of our national parks, many of those parks are battlefields from the American Civil War. I think there's one down in Kentucky, Blue something. I can't remember. I've driven by it many times, but I've never stopped. But a lot of history in our community, folks. So you got to stop in and get an education on some of these things.
There's history everywhere.
Yeah.
If you think about it.
That's true. So we've had two special editions this morning. I talked to Diane Carnes. You talked to Tiffany Baldwin.
About the Oktoberfest coming up Saturday. Yesterday, in studio with us were the fellows from Tecumseh. They were here to talk about the Frankenstein experience and also Haunted Mountain. If you've missed that conversation, you can find it on our YouTube channel and also in the video section here on our Facebook page today with Brandon Smith and Lee Krause. They say they've made some tweaks to it, and what I thought was interesting was Lee was saying that the author of this play came to see it last year.
Oh, really?
Has a family tie of some sort to Chillicothe, so came to visit family and to see it. And then he says, any changes you want to make, let's make them. And so he came back in August, and they kind of retooled some things. So there's a little more action involved in it, from what I understand.
Gotcha.
And the Haunted Mountain stuff all starts after the play. So as Brandon explained, that gives it time to get dark enough, really, to be able to go on the trail and have jump scares and that kind of thing.
People look like me.
Yes.
I'll be on assignment tomorrow morning.
You will be.
Under local sedation, as I have a root canal. So for probably a couple hours, I'll be like that. And
You're having sedation?
Well, local sedation. I'll be sedated.
Okay.
Not knocked out, but they numb it pretty good.
Gotcha.
He said for 2 or 3 hours, your face is you're going to be talking like, okay. So
same dentist who worked on me here a couple years ago.
I'm not. Should I bring your name up or
no? Not at all.
So we'll see how that plays out tomorrow.
All right. So it'll be Mr. Hand 2 and me tomorrow.
Mr. Hand lending a hand. Yeah.
Yes.
There you go. There
Mr.
he is.
Support. There he is. All right. Thumbs up for you. It's a good thing you're not going to the proctologist tomorrow.
That could be. I do have another appointment later in the afternoon,
and
but it's
time
not
to end
that
the show.
one. It's not that one. Yeah. Other end. Yeah. The head. Yeah.
That's it for the show. Thank you so much for watching.
Both of my grandmothers watched this.
Weren't we just talking about prayer? Pray for the show.
They probably were thinking the same thing when your thumb showed up there. Too, so. All right. Enjoy the rest of your Tuesday. Back at it again Wednesday here with another edition of Litter Media Live.